Hello everybody and welcome to the 19th race of the RLANZ Aldi Cup Series Season number 3. We're here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Textron Off-Road 300. The start of the second half of the season here in the RLANZ Aldi Cup Series, and we only have a handful of races left before the chase begins, so it's a mad rush these next few races, and very important next few races as well. Joined the booth by Isaac Nichols. For the second time in the last few weeks, so that's good.
Yeah, hopefully that this race will be interesting. Last year...
It was pretty boring, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year, I say
last season. Yeah, we know what you mean.
It was actually last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, it doesn't matter. But yeah, hopefully this season will be more entertaining. So we'll get to the starting lineup. Jay Jefferson is on the pole for the first time this season. I think it's the first time ever for him as well, and starting alongside of him is Jake Rogers in the 98. 3 of the last 4 races for Jake have been top 5 finishes, so looking to continue that run today. On row 2, Cyrus McGee, the only DW Motorsport driver to not win so far this season, but won here last season, and defending champion Brandon Bent. On row 3, the points leader Matthew Engram, and the 04 of Jack Porkins, who dominated last week. On row 4, Chase Marks in the number 31, and the number 40 of Dominic Anthony, who will have Check It for Andretti on the hood for the remainder of the season on both of his schemes. And rounding out the top 10, John Andrews, Auto Club winner, and Isaac Nichols, the Las Vegas winner. We'll go through the top 20. Simon Nichols in the 24, and Patrick Schamberger in the 88 on row 6, teammates at Nicotech. Row 7, Loose for Sam in the 77, and the 41 of Dan Park. Row 8, Reagan Whitlock in the 94, looking to make the chase, and Jonathan King. On row 9, Henry Gore in the number 2, and Jackson Lynn in the 01. Rounding out the top 20, Brayson Collins makes his first start in a very long time, and the 16 of Landon Hicks, who is currently 16th in points, so he's a good run today. So anyways, we'll get this thing underway here at New Hampshire. 60 laps. And the cars are about to roll off any minute. And there it goes. They're all rolling off. That's good. So no issues like last week at Iowa. So a lot of DW Motorsport equipment cars up here. Obviously not all of them are DW Motorsport equipment, but 6 of the top 7 on DW Motorsport Mustangs. And the only one in between them is Matthew Engram in the 29. So that's very interesting. Be a great year for Engram. Looking to finish the regular season as the points leader, because he'll get 12 bonus points. Yeah, 12. That's right. 12 bonus points heading into the chase. So. And he'll have 3 more because he's already won a race. But anyways, coming to the green flag is out, and we're underway at New Hampshire. Great jump for the 76. They're 3 wide already. That's Cyrus McGee shuffled in the middle. That's Porkins and Bent on either side of him. A little bit of contact, I think, but they all hang on to it. A great jump for Jay Jefferson. He's going to lead them into 3 and 4. And down the front, Jay Jefferson leads the first lap, but Jake Rogers now right up on the back. McGee clears for 3rd. Porkins trying to get inside up into 4th place, and Dominic Anthony looking to have a great run again after having a rather horrible season. But with hashtag Check It for Andretti on the hood for the remainder of the season. Nice touch from Dominic. He'll probably get to 5th here in a minute, as it's still Jefferson from Rogers. Rogers looking to become the first 3-time winner of Season 3, ironically. Jefferson leads that lap, and I'm just going to pause it and we'll just fix things up. Sorry about that. We are back here at Loudon, New Hampshire. So it's still Jefferson looking for his first win of the year and his second in his career. But Jake Rogers going a little high. That's probably not the best thing to do, as we got a caution on the racetrack. And it's involving Colin Driver, Nathan Stapleton, a big crash with John Sheets and David Alfave as well. That's a big crash. Stapleton and Sheets are done. It's a bad break for both of them. Looks like maybe Colin Driver's out as well in the 11. And he is, so 3 drivers out of the race, probably, maybe the 78 as well. Jay Jefferson is the leader. We'll take a look at the replay. So here's what happened to trigger the caution. They're 3 wide. John Sheets gets in the back of Nathan Stapleton, turns him to the inside. Stapleton just comes right up on the racetrack and just wipes out most of them, and somehow...
Oh, big hit for the 72 there.
Yeah, Sheets, the Rookie of the Year points leader, unfortunately flipping hard, and the 78 somehow stayed on all 4s. But a big hit for all 4 of them. As the Stapleton just coming right up on the racetrack. And that's ruined those guys' days, probably. I'm not sure about David Alfave, as he's still on the racetrack, but yeah. Tough break for all those guys. We'll take it on board and we'll head back to the green. On board with the 92 of Nathan Stapleton. So he gets into Thomas, and then Sheets turns him to the inside, and he tries slowing it down, but you can't do much from that. There's the 72, you just see him flipping from the rear shot.
And something that I definitely hate sometimes when I'm racing, when somebody gets spun down to the bottom and it just re-enters very dangerously.
Yeah.
Slow down at all.
Well, I mean, Stapleton did try to slow down. He was on the brakes, you could hear. But, like, yeah, still, it just comes up and just... You should have slowed down earlier.
Yeah,
honestly.
The corner.
Definitely. So anyways, we'll take you back to the green. Coming back to the green here at New Hampshire, we have 39 drivers left in the race. John Sheets, Nathan Stapleton and Colin Driver obviously out of the race. David Alfave still in the race in the 78. He will restart in 39th. Jay Jefferson is still the leader. We had no pit stops under the caution. Jake Rogers is second. Cyrus McGee is third. Fourth is Jack Pawkins. Fifth is Dominic Anthony. Sixth is Isaac Nichols. Seventh is Brandon Bent. Eighth is Patrick Schamberger. Ninth, Matthew Ingram. And running out the top 10 is Talladega winner Lucifer Sam. So I think we had an early caution here last year, and then it kind of just went downhill from there, if I'm correct. So we'll see how this plays out this time. Down the front. Green flag, we're back on the way here at New Hampshire. It was a pretty good jump for the 76 as he gets a big gap between him and the 98. McGee's pretty close. He could look, but wasn't able to do it. Pawkins tries to close in for third. Not going to happen. There goes Dominic Anthony looking to the bottom. Not going to happen. He slots in fifth. Looking further afield. We got an issue here at the back for Kelly Lee. Coming down the pit road. Now, I'm not sure if this is a scheduled pit stop. Very well might be. Oh, that's she must have overshot it a little bit because she is skew-if. So, looks like it was a scheduled pit stop, but just made a little error. Now she's stuck in the box. So that's a tough break for Lee. She'll probably lose some laps because of it. Yep, there we go. Finally got herself sorted. So, or maybe there was an issue with the 51, and this is bad for Kelly Lee because she's, even though she's like 42 above the cut line, still not good. This is probably going to ruin her day, particularly if there's no cautions for the rest of this thing. But Jefferson's still got a big lead over the 98. Rogers trying to hold off teammate Cyrus McGee. We got a battle for fourth between teammates Anthony and Porkins. Bunch of experience between these two guys. And not going to happen. You see, the outside lane does get a run here. But sometimes, actually, it looks like Anthony might get him here into turns 1 and 2. The inside lane is definitely the place to be. But sometimes the outside lane can get a run. And that can... yeah. As Anthony gets by, he gets up into 4th. Porkins will hold on to 5th as Nichols tried to make a move, but it didn't work. He holds 6th.
Now Schamberger's on the back bumper there as well.
Yeah, Schamberger. It's been a while since he's really been in the top 10. Like, considering, like, he is, I think, he's 13th in points at the moment. But just consider this. He's had 1 win, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s. Out of 18 races. So, looking to increase that, as particularly as guys like Porkins who have... Just think about the guy that's a couple cars behind him. Matthew Engram, the points leader. He has a win, 7 top 5s and 10 top 10s heading into this race. So, very interesting for Patrick Schamberger, but doing a good job right now in 7th as Nichols will jump into the top 5. And there goes Porkins back underneath, so this is a good battle between these two. Now, if I remember correctly, back in Season 1, Nichols had an issue with the fuel in the 15 car, and that caused him to retire. Was that Pocono? I don't remember. Anyways, battle for 2nd between Rogers and McGee. McGee looked to the bottom, didn't work, as now he goes a little too high, and that's going to hurt his run. And the 04 and the 48 still going at it back here for 5th place. As Kelly Lee has gone back out there. I thought she was out of the race. But she isn't. That's good news for her. More points. Needs to be careful where she rejoins. We saw what happened with Stapleton earlier. And she should be good because there's no 3 wide. So slot in and have a battle here with the 99 car. With Roger Ray. See, David Alfave, even though he nearly flipped, he's not that slow. He's running a 26.9. The lead is running a 26.4, so it's about half a second. That's not that slow, considering the damage he got. So, yeah, very surprising. But Jefferson, the Coca-Cola 600 winner from last season, obviously was suspended for the early part of the season, came back at Daytona and really has performed pretty well, actually. Made a pit stop at Iowa, and that's what, under the caution, that's what really helped him to get an 8th place finish. Even though he's down the back for most of it, he was able to make it without pitting again. So, like the guy behind him, Jake Rogers, who finished 2nd in that race.
I was about to say that Jake Rogers was catching up to Jefferson, but I think he got a bit too wide out of 1 and 2 there. Yeah,
you don't want to go too high, otherwise you're going to lose ground. Unless you're like battling someone, because you can get a little bit of a side draft off the turn, and that does help you out. But if you go a little too high, like by yourself, single file, or in a 3 wide situation, it's usually never good. And of course, you can't go 4 wide here at New Hampshire, otherwise you'll just wreck. As a 21 car went very high there, and that was ugly. The 40 was really pushing his case there. But yeah, another good run for Anthony right now in 4th place. Just looking for good runs now. I don't think he cares about missing the chase. He's had an awful season. Just looking now for as many good runs as possible. Because I don't think he's going to make the chase. I really can't see it happening as Nichols goes a little high. As we got a battle back here. As Bent gets by Schamberger and now Lucifer Sam underneath the Patrick Schamberger. He's had a couple of bad runs in a row, and that's what's really put him out of chase contention at the moment. Comes into this race 26 back on 16th place, Landon Hicks. But
Oop.
yeah, keep going.
You don't hear too much about the Toyotas as much in the Aldi Cup Series. Gifford Treading definitely showing with Lucifer Sam there.
And Julio Caesar. You can't forget Julio Caesar, because even though you can't really see him, he had a poor qualifying run. He's a long way down. It's not been a good weekend for him. There he is. Just remember, he is 30 points. If you watched last season, he was way down in like 38th at the end of the year, driving a Toyota car, pretty much. For Hayden Motorsports, who performed really well with Jonathan King. So he really struggled. And I think this year's really helped. Like what has really helped him is that he's driven Camrys the past 2 seasons, because he drove the 26 part-time in season 1 as well. So I think that's been really helpful for him, and it's shown, as he's currently tied for 3rd with Tristan Allen, but obviously not a great run for him now. Allen is not doing much better, actually, in the 12 car. He had a poor qualifying run, just like the 91 car. So as Jonathan King went way too high. It's been a rough year for Jonathan, and I think, and I've seen a lot of frustration for just lack of results, really. I doubt he'll be returning to that team next season. I'm not sure, but very rough year for Jonathan King. But I can see him doing well in Bristol and Richmond, because CBF Motorsports, they've performed pretty well at those 2 tracks this season. Didn't perform that well at Iowa, another short track, but we'll see how that goes. Look, I was going to talk about Landon Hicks, as he is currently 7 points above 17th in points, which is Reagan Whitlock in the 94, but has kind of fallen off, I think. Hasn't really performed as well as I thought he would have. But this was the track he finished 2nd at last season, so right now not doing too badly. Garrett Sonora is 9 points behind the 16. They're currently going for position. What position is that? That is 17th. Interesting battle. For those who watched season 1, Garrett Sonora, who did not watch season 1, sorry, Sonora missed the chase by 8 points. So looking to make the chase this season with South Florida Motorsports. Reagan Whitlock in the 94, after part-time in season 1, he did win the duel in season 1, one of the duels, and a rough season last season. He's performed really well in the 94, I think, as he's had 5 top 10s this year, and it's pretty good, and might make the chase in that car. So great year for him. He's just had some bad luck, and that's what's really put him out of the chase, I think. Got a battle for position. This is for 10th. John Andrews, who's had 2 consecutive top 10 finishes. He moves up into 10th, so it'll be nice for him to get 3 consecutive top 10s and really make himself a chase contender again, as he did win this race in season 1. Season 1 feels like a while ago. Jeez, man. As Cyrus McGee goes a little too high again. Ooh. Thought the 98 was coming in because he slowed down just then. I was really confused. But yeah, still in 2nd place. Another good run for Rogers. He's definitely performed a lot better than last season. If he does win, it'll be his 3rd win in the season. First driver to get 3 wins in season 3, not season 2. It's right now closing in on Jefferson, but Jefferson's doing a good job, I think, holding the lead. You might think it is pretty easy, and I mean, yeah, it is, but 98's really come at him sometimes in this race, so I think Jefferson's done a great job holding on to this lead. particularly after missing a bunch of races. I think he's done pretty well. You know, he's got 20 races. This is his third one. If he does make them all, could see him as the Uncharted champion this season, as he is in pretty good equipment, and he's obviously a very good driver as well. We know that from the way he drove last season in the 47 car. As Rogers goes way, way too high, and that's going to hurt him. But he holds on to second. McGee's not close enough. Anthony holding on to fourth. And the battle between the 04 and the 48 continues. Fifth and sixth. Here's two drivers, actually three drivers I wanted to talk about. Start off with Henry Gore. Rough season with Smart Motorsports, even though he did get 2 wins. It hasn't been great. It wasn't a great year for him, but he's currently in the chase. Has had 2 consecutive bad runs, and unfortunately got screwed over by pit stops, as he was hit coming into his pit box, and that caused the team to make some repairs to the right side, and that ruined his race. Finished 39th, and he got taken out, and he was involved in a crash at Daytona. So 2 bad races, and now is only 8 points above the cutoff. Simon Nichols, I think, has done outstanding in the 24 with his 2 wins. And right now is in 13th place, and Chase Marks has not really done too great recently. Right now, 12th place will do him a world of good after being second in points for most of the year. He's kind of fallen down to, I think, about 9th in points. So, not great for him. Right now, looking to change that. And Jefferson continues to pull away now. Of course, these guys do have to make pit stops in this race, and they're going to be coming up very shortly. And as soon as I say that, here comes the 40 of Dominic Anthony. He's going to be the first guy to come into the pit road. Brandon Bent will be the next guy. So, oh, we got a caution. We got a caution. We got a caution. Here we go. Aiden Shepard.
Oh my.
What has happened to Aiden Shepard in the 13? It's really been the story of his season.
Stuck down pit road.
Yeah, that's going to hurt these guys a lot, because they're going to be on the tail end of the lead lap. Particularly guys like the 27 and the 40, who are up there racing in contention for a top 5. So something's happened to Aiden Shepard that has brought out the second caution of the day. That shakes up a lot of things. It's been a rough year for Shepard. Looks like Jackson Lynn may have been involved in this one. Maybe Zenick Price. Both those guys have right side damage. So maybe they're involved in this. We'll have to figure that out. But anyways, we'll take a look at what happened to Aiden Shepard to bring out the caution. Aiden Shepard, the number 13, not having a great run, but having a good battle with the 01, trying to move out of the way because the 89 was pitting, comes up, and Lynn has turned him. Not really Lynn's fault, however. That was a hard hit. Surprised he's able to drive it back to the pits, actually. But that triggered the caution, and that's bad news for all these guys that came in, because now they're going to be trapped a lap down.
Now,
Possibly.
I was going to say, before this happened, that usually this track, compared to other tracks, doesn't usually bring the most exciting racing. Of course, this race being a complete opposite to that at the moment. But I remember either early 2016 or late 2015 Telstra Cup Series Season 1. There was one leader who was the pole sitter, no cautions, no pit stops whatsoever. It was one of the most boring races I've ever recorded, and yeah, it's good to see that we're getting a bit more excitement in this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sad to see Aiden Shepard wrecked, of course, but
yeah, particularly after the year he's had. I mean, he's really struggled. I mean, last year he struggled as well, but even then, last year he got a win, which was good, and a couple of good runs here and there. But this year, it's been awful for him. Like his teammate, Jonathan King. Both those guys have really struggled. So we're going to follow with Jay Jefferson here as he was the leader. Coming down and loose for Sam in the 77. He was just outside the top... he was inside the top 10. He wins the race off, followed by Isaac Nichols and Chase Marks, followed by Engelram and then Jay Jefferson.
2 tyre takers, I reckon.
Yeah. Or maybe just fuel. I saw Nichols just take fuel. So, that's interesting. So yeah, Lucifer Sam will be the leader here at New Hampshire. We'll take you back to the restart. Coming back to the green here at New Hampshire. And this... a bad break for Isaac Nichols. Just like what happened in Season 1 where he ran out of fuel and that ruined his race. And you see, he's not the only one. The leader, Lucifer Sam. The 77 and the 48 have ran out of fuel.
I knew something was up when they...
29 car. So why are we going back to green? Why are we going back to green? They're going to catch the 29. Well, they're committing to it. I don't know why.
Fish is not doing anything about it right now.
That's crazy. So, that makes the leader Jay Jefferson again. We've got to follow with Anthony because he does lead us back to the green, but he's obviously a lap down. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. How does this work out?
Still on the backstretch. He's not going to make it.
Yeah, 48's not going to make it. 77 might. Here we go. Get ready, guys. Oh boy, there's the 29. He's about to stop. They're going crazy. Oh my goodness me. And Lynn runs into the 48. He gets ran into by Park and a massive crash. Bruno de Barros a hard hit in the 20. John Andrews, Jonathan King, Miller turned around. Eli Bright, Nichols spins. 77's made it back. I'm not sure why they decided to do that. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Cyrus McGee leads. He took the lead. Oh my goodness me. And all the commotion, the 21 must have passed the 76. Engelram's not going to make it back. Roger A is done. Lynn is done. Della Fave. Dan Park, Caleb Campbell, Eli Bright with heavy damage. John Andrews is smoking. King's car destroyed. Miller got spun around. What a wreck.
In-car radio's going crazy at the moment.
Radioactive. I don't know how the hell they decided to let them go back to green. That is outrageous. Every reason to be upset about that. I don't understand why the 48, the 29 just didn't get to the bottom. Oh boy, we're going to take a look at this one. This is interesting. I never usually do it slow motion. I've done it once before this season, but I don't usually do it. But this crash is so big, we have to slow it down and explain what the hell just happened. Brayson Collins, Brayson Collins barely gets into the 48, and then Jackson Lynn arca brakes, and then these guys, this is what triggers it. Gore into Lee, into Schamberger, and then behind them, John Andrews runs into the back of the 95, turns him, and then Bruno de Barros on the outside gets clipped, and he takes the hardest hit out of anybody. Right into the wall. King, 35 car of Andrews, Miller gets turned by Caesar, Eli Bright runs into the 91, ruins his day. Sorry, Sandy Garrett just passes everybody on the outside. Gains like 12 positions there.
Just a huge chain reaction of events that
shouldn't have happened, really. Shouldn't have gone back to green.
Led into a huge mess.
And then something happened here. I know Dan Park ran into the 41, but something happened to the 78. I didn't see what happened to Della Fave, so we'll take a look at what happened to him now. And we'll take some onboards. Well, here's what happened to Dan Park. He runs into Jackson Lynn, who stopped. And then Della Fave, Roger Ray, and Caleb Gamble. Nothing you could have done right there. That is very unfortunate. Then Bright got turned around by the 48. Just what a wreck that was. There are going to be some angry people. There's the 35. He's smoking. Probably done for the day. Campbell coming down on the pit road. He's probably done as well. Roger Ray is certainly done in the 99. Just wow. Let's take an on board with the 48 from the rear. On board with the 48 of Isaac Nichols. You see them in the background. You see that's the 29 who's slow on the outside. He does the right thing. He stays along the outside wall. So he gets a pass. He's in the middle of the track. That's Jackson Lin. And that's how Jefferson lost the lead. Jay Jefferson lost the lead because he was avoiding the 01 car. And McGee has gone around on the outside with Jack Porkins and has taken the lead and second. Wow. Just wow.
Pretty much the only team to get out of this with the least amount of damage, I think, would be DW Motorsports and their partner team
Premier Racing. Yeah, Motorsports, yeah. Absolutely. Let me see here. Yeah, none of them got involved. Absolutely none of them. None of those 7 cars. Not one. Wow. What a wreck. Cyrus McGee's the leader. Let's take you back to the green. Coming back to the green here at New Hampshire this time. Cyrus McGee took the lead on the outside as Jay Jefferson was held up and is now the leader in the 21. Jack Porkins is second. Reagan Whitlock is a lap down. Jefferson fell back to third after dominating this race. Patrick Schamberger is fourth. And Sandy Garrett has jumped into 5th place. She passed everybody. Which is incredible. After being like 38th all race, is now 5th. Jake Rogers 6th. Julio Caesar, after being outside the top 30 for a while, is now in 7th. Henry Gore is 8th. 9th is Annie Thomas. And Matthew Skipper is 10th. This is going to be an interesting finish here, I think. Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a massive shake-up. Green flag. You see, I'll show you who's out of the race. Aiden Shepard obviously out of the race. Kelly Lee is still in the race in the 51. Chase Marks is out. That's a massive out. Same with Jackson Lin. That's a massive out there as well. Bruno de Barros is out. David Alfave, Roger Ray. Caleb Campbell is still... Actually, yeah. I think he's the final one.
And you wouldn't believe Isaac Nichols is still out there.
Yeah, he's still out there. Oh, we got another caution.
Oh my goodness.
Marin and Skipper have top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah. So that was a battle for 10th. And that's a big crash by the looks of it. Let's take a look at what happened. So basically what happens here is because Kelly Lee is a slow car, a number of laps down, and then they make it 4 wide, and then Marin turns the 43, so 43 is trying to give space, and that is a massive hit. That is guardrail. That is not tyres. That is guardrail that they hit, those two. And then they hit the tyres afterwards.
Nasty wreck, but you can never think that'll go well with 4 wide.
Exactly.
At Auto Club or Talladega, or even Talladega, it's sometimes sketchy.
Yeah, exactly. it just never works anywhere else. But yeah, tough break for both of them. Big hits as well on the inside wall. But anyways, that's our third caution of the day. We'll take you back to the green for hopefully the final restart. Coming back to green here in the Textron Off-Road 300, 19th race in the RLANZ Alley Cup Series, season number 3. Cyrus McGee is still the leader. Jack Porkins is still second. Sorry, not third. Jay Jefferson is third. Patrick Schamberger is fourth. 5th is Jake Rogers, and 6th is Sandy Garrett. Julio Caesar is 7th. 8th is Henry Gore. 9th is Annie Thomas, and Landon Hicks. Remember, he was down in 17th for a little while. Now he's jumped his way into the top 10. And remember that big crash, the 5 car got turned around. He's currently 11th. So, good recovery from Miller. But anyways, this will hopefully be the final restart, as we're going to restart with 6 laps to go. Reagan Whitlock in the 94 is a lap car. So is Zednik Price in the 50. In between the 88 and the 98. There's the yellow. Green flag. Great jump for McGee. It's been a while since he's gone to victory lane. Last one was at Kansas last season. It's been an even longer break for Jack Pawkins. Even longer one for Jay Jefferson. And he's hungry, man. He wants to win this race after dominating it. But I don't know if it's going to happen, considering that we've had basically no passing in this race, except for that big crash where the 2021 car just got around everybody. But now if we have a caution, it's that time where if we have a caution, it'd go to overtime. McGee from Pawkins. Pawkins is closing in. He wants to get his 4th Cup Series win and his first of the year. But of course, the same thing goes for McGee. They're both racing for the same thing. They're 3 wide back there.
Squeezing each other up, they get back into double file.
And now 91, he's falling back. It's probably because of the damage he has, as he was involved in that wreck. And 17 is slow as well, as Sandy Garrett has damage from a wreck as well. I don't know which one, but she had a little bit of damage. 3 laps to go in the Textron Off-Road 300. Can McGee go back-to-back in this race? He won this race last season, and now looking to win it this season. Would be interesting if he did win this one, though, as his 3 career wins have come 2 times at Kansas and the other time at New Hampshire. So, if he does get the win here, he would have won it. Oh, still would have won it. Only 2 tracks. They're bouncing off each other as the 2 laps to go. They don't want to wreck here. They need to be careful. That's Miller on the inside of Caesar. Brandon Bent is behind. Oh, careful. They're bouncing off each other, the 17 and the 91.
It's still 3 wide? I
don't think... Oh, they need to be careful. Anyways, the white flag is in the air. Oh, we got a crash! That's Caesar! Caution! Did they make it back to the line? I don't think they did. Big crash with Eli Bright, Julio, Caesar, and others. Oh, big crash. 5 cars at least in it. The white... No, we're going to have overtime. There you go. Overtime. They did not make it to the They did not make it to the white flag in time. My goodness. This is a nuts New Hampshire race.
came to a split second there.
Yeah, it was. Simon Nichols, Luke Rainey, Eli Bright, John Andrews, who somehow is still in the race, even though he was smoking earlier. There's Caleb Campbell. He's done. Looks like Alonso was involved in the 37. Let's take a look at what happened. This is a big accident. So this starts with the 2 that we just mentioned before we went to see if the 21 could make it to the white flag in time. Sandy Garrett hooks the 91 into the wall. Garrett comes down the racetrack. Simon Nichols. Nichols goes upside down as he got rammed by Rainey. That's about a 10-car pileup at New Hampshire. 24, 89, 35, 56, 39, 37, 17, 91. That's a lot of good cars. Unfortunately taken out of that one. A lot of damage to Caleb Campbell's 39. Let's take another look at this one for Simon Nichols. That's a big accident. Simon Nichols is just minding his own business back here, and he's just stuck on the outside, just hits the 91 and then comes up in front of... that's what happened to Caleb Campbell. But it comes up, unfortunately, to Luke Rainey. And that ends up flipping him over. A big accident. John Andrews ran into Eli Bright. That's how he got involved. I was surprised he was still out there, to be honest, because he was smoking under that caution. So, yeah, whatever. So anyways, let's go to overtime. Overtime for the Textron Off-Road 300. For those who do not know, overtime, you have to get back to the white flag without a caution. For the race to be official, we have 3 attempts at an overtime finish. And if we get a caution in each one, before we get back to the whites, on the third one anyway, the race will be officially over and it will end on the caution. So you must get it back to the start finish line for the race to be official. Coming to the green flag. We're underway. Look for Jefferson to make it 3 wide. We know he's an aggressive driver. Side by side into 1. Can McGee clear the 04? Can the 04 get a run on the outside? Oh, he nearly did. He nearly cleared the 20.
With nobody really with him at the moment.
Yeah, he drives it in hard, but the 21 clears. Do they make it back to the white without a caution? They do. White flag. 1 lap to go. Can Cyrus McGee get his first win of the year and his 4th Cup Series victory? Here comes Jefferson in the 76, looking to get into 2nd at worst.
He needs a big run, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Schamberger to the outside. Jefferson drives it in hard. He's not going to get there. He nearly gets into the 04. It's not going to happen. Checkered flag for the 4th time in his career and his 1st of the year. Cyrus McGee wins at New Hampshire in a wacky race.
One of the craziest races I've ever seen at New Hampshire, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But yet again, 21 car, we've seen a lot of wins with this number and this number font. Porkins drove the 21 to 3 wins last season. Cody Smart, the year prior, got 2 wins and now a win for Cyrus McGee. It's his 4th career win, moving him to 2nd all-time on the Aldi Cup Series win list. Only behind Tristan Allen in the 12. So, finally, someone else that got 4 wins. It's been a while. We have a bunch of drivers with 3 wins, but today it's Cyrus McGee getting his 4th. So, congratulations to Cyrus on winning. Jack Porkins finished 2nd in the 04. Very good run for him. Jay Jefferson dominated the race but finished 3rd. 4th place was Patrick Schamberger in the 88, and for the 4th top 5 in the last 5 races for Jake Rogers in 5th. So very impressive runs for all 5 of those guys, but mainly for Cyrus McGee because he's the winner of the Textron Off-Road at 300. So congratulations to him. We'll see you guys next time at Indianapolis.
Searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah.